Salutations, dear friends! Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of my lovely people out there. Today we're going to be doing a Sims 4 buyer's guide. Basically, I'm going to go through all of the packs and tell you my thoughts on them. I'm seriously considering doing full reviews for every single pack. I think a lot of people would be interested in hearing my unfiltered thoughts because for this video my thoughts are going to be more succinct and to the point, and a lot of these packs require a lot more in-depth discussion about them and how they have broken over the years, or how after the newness has worn off they aren't as interesting to play. So let me know if you guys are interested in hearing that, because that would be a fun project for the new year, just going through all the packs and revisiting all the ones that I don't like. Yippee! So we are going to start this ball rolling with Outdoor Retreat, and honestly, it is a do not buy for me. And you might be wondering why. It was the first pack, and I think the Sims team has learned a lot since then. Basically, this can all be summed up in: you are on vacation, but you get to do the same things you do at home on vacation. Because there's absolutely nothing to do on vacation save for a few rabbit holes and visiting the hermit, which... yay, it's a big empty world just like Sylvan Glade, and you can go and visit it on vacation. Fun times. There's not a lot there, and it's just not worth your money. There are better packs. Next is Get to Work, and it goes down here firmly next to Outdoor Retreat. Why? Well, a lot of Simmers will tell you this is a fun pack to play through, but from my experience, a lot of it is broken. The Doctor career is notorious for busting mid-playthrough. The Scientist career, I don't think I've ever had any problems with it, but it is boring and repetitive as heck. The Detective career, I can't tell you anything about because I've never played the Detective career. And Retail, basically, you go around pestering people over and over and over until they buy something from you. It's not aged well. Being one of the early packs, it has been broken time and time again, and you can spend your money much better elsewhere. Luxury Party sits firmly in the forgettable tier because, unfortunately, no one really remembers this pack. It has the problem of being one of the early ones. By looking at this pack, can you remember what the big ticket one interactable item that every stuff pack has? Can you remember the one for this one? I remember, but can you? It is firmly in the forgettable tier because there's nothing that makes it stand out, nothing that makes it a must-have. Perfect Patio goes firmly against Luxury Party and the forgettable tier because besides the hot tub and the few bathing suits you do get, there's really not much going on in this stuff pack. It has the problem of being an early stuff pack, and again, it was one of the first and totally forgettable by now. Oh, I'm gonna get so much flack for putting Spa Day down here, but it belongs in the don't buy. Why? In all my time of owning Spa Day, and I got it when it released, I have never actually had a functioning spa work for me. I have like a really weird problem with this where I don't know if other people do, but when I load up on a spa, the masseuses don't work. They just kind of stand there and creepily smile at you. The massage tables don't work. The yoga classes don't work. They're just glitched in place and they just stand there. For other people, if you don't have this problem, it would be in the forgettable tier because I don't see a lot of people doing yoga. I don't see a lot of people playing around with the masseuse tables anymore. But for me, it's a don't buy because it just doesn't work. Cool Kitchen. Again, another forgettable thing. I don't remember much about this pack. It was one of the early ones, so that's a problem. The ice cream machine, yeah, it's cool. I think I've used it maybe 3 or 4 times since I actually bought the pack, which I bought it when it came out, so that tells you how often you use it. It's also kind of annoying to have your Sims have brain freezes all the time and just sit there screaming because they have a brain freeze. Yeah, not the most fun stuff pack to have. Spooky Day. It pains me to do this, but Spooky Day is completely forgettable. Ever since they took some of the Spooky Day items out and recolored them for seasons, and that was just a whole nother thing. I just really don't think it's worth the money unless you are hardcore Halloween heart like I am. And I can tell you, for me, I've never regretted buying this pack, but I have used the pumpkin stations where you carve pumpkins like twice. Yeah, and I bought this when it first came out, so there are better packs to spend your money on. Ooh, I'm gonna get so much flack for putting Dine Out down here, but that's where it belongs. A lot of other simmers are gonna disagree because they let the sparkliness of the build buy mode kind of overrule the fact that this pack doesn't work. The restaurant doesn't work half the time. You're gonna go to the restaurant, you're not gonna get anybody coming up to you. The kitchen will be glitched. You'll have your food dropped on you and then you don't get any replacement food. It just doesn't work. It's glitched out most of the time and totally belongs down here in the do not buy section. Get Together is completely forgettable. Honestly, I don't really use anything from this pack. To be completely honest, I love the world. Windenburg is great. It is the biggest town by far. I wish they had kept on that trend of making bigger towns, but we know they've gone completely in the reverse. But I don't really use anything from this pack. It's kind of an annoying pack, to say the least. You get calls all the time from people being like, come to the bluff. And it's like, I don't want to come to the bluff. I've got kids. I got work in the morning. They will pester you for that, all day long. The only thing I will say that I use the clubs sometimes I completely use them in a weird way. I put my kids in a club and I set them up to do their homework. I set them up to clean. I set them up to do set the table. So I don't have to physically tell them to do that. So I'm probably using the clubs in the wrong way, but you know what? If it gets my kids and families to do things and I don't have to run after them like a crazy nanny, that's great. But other than that, it's completely forgettable. Movie Hangout, absolutely forgettable. It is a mishmash pack of two different things that don't fit together. You have bohemian stuff and then you have movie stuff, and both of them, there wasn't enough to make their own pack about them, so they just kind of shoved them together. The clothes are cute, but the movie theater big screen thing, you can size up a regular TV and save yourself $10. The popcorn is cool, but it's annoying to have in the house because your Sims are going to be eating it 24/7. They're going to be leaving bowls everywhere. It's just not worth $10. Romantic Garden goes in the forgettable. Are we seeing a pattern of all the stuff packs going in forgettable? I don't know. It must have been the early stuff packs because some of the later ones are better. But Romantic Garden has a big old fountain that you can't put anywhere. It's great for lots that you don't own, like venues and stuff, but you're never going to use it on your house lot. You're probably never going to use it on an actual venue because it's ginormous. So that's not really a point in its favor. Some of the clothes are cute. You get some nice dresses for ladies, but other than that, again, your $10 can be spent on other packs and get you a heck of a lot more. Kids Room, it is the first one in the 50% tier. If you can get this for $5, grab it because it is a steal at $5. I think it would be firmly between worth full price and 50% sale. This pack, again, I am a family player, so this pack was something that I had to have right away. Void Critters are fun. They're fun, but there's a mod that allows Void Critters for everyone, so everybody can play, which is something I play with a lot because I don't think it's really fair that it's just for kids. Come on, lots of different people like different things, especially card games. So yeah, I would highly recommend that mod with this pack. But again, I think for $5, you get a heck of a lot of stuff, and it is a much better purchase than anything down here in this tier. Backyard Stuff, completely forgettable, and it has the sin of not including any new bathing suits. Boo! The last time we got bathing suits was way back in, this is Perfect Patio. Yeah, it was a long time between Perfect Patio and no bathing suits. This was a prime opportunity to get bathing suits, and they failed. Not worth it. Vintage Glamour, the very first pack that I did not buy, and for a very good reason. It goes in the forgettable tier because basically they just wanted to sell butlers to you and make you pay $10 for a butler. And honestly, the butler doesn't work that great for a lot of people, and there are mods out there to make it actually perform better, so that tells you how great the butlers actually work. In the forgettable tier, the clothes really aren't that great either. Unless you're into that vintage look, you're probably going to use them once and then ignore them completely. Spend your money on stuff you're going to use a lot and not kitschy niche things. Oh boy, I'm gonna get flack for putting City Living down in the do not buy. It is definitely a don't buy for me, something that I've had buyer's remorse for. I bought this pack when it first came out and it was full of lag. It was horrible. It is more manageable now, but it's still there. And for something that is cut corners a lot, you wouldn't expect it to lag as bad as it does. Apartments are a bore and sometimes very challenging to live in. You have people coming in your apartment door at all hours to eat your food, to scream at you because you're too loud. No thank you. I really don't like the fact that you can't resize your apartment unless you have a penthouse, which is basically a lot on top of an empty shell. They call it a penthouse, but it's not really. You can place a full farm on top of an empty shell building. It's just not what people wanted. It really wasn't what people wanted, and that's why it's down on the do not buy. Oh boy, this is the one I've been dreading. Absolutely dreading. Cats and dogs down on the do not buy list. Scandal! You might be wondering why. Okay, let me just lay it out for you. This pack, you can tell where the money went. All of the money went towards spray painting your pets in Create a Pet. That's where the money went. Everything else was an afterthought. The vet career is sort of broken. If you want to get a 5-star vet, you have to do things in a very specific, like stupidly specific way to even get to 5 stars. If you play normally, you will never get to a 5-star vet clinic. I don't know if this is a glitch or just bad coding. I have no idea, but that kind of ruins the vet career. Animals, I don't know why this happens, but they don't seem to have a lot of personality at all. When I invite a pet into my home, the first thing they do is misbehave, like all over the place. They are just ripping stuff up, doing bad things. And when I teach them not to do that thing, they will just flip to another bad thing and another bad thing until I have firmly made them stop misbehaving. And then they just sit there and do nothing. I have never, ever, ever seen a cat play with a cat tree on its own autonomously. Maybe once in a blue moon. That tells me there's some kind of AI problem there, because you get tennis balls for dogs and that's it. That's all you get for dogs. And cats, they get like a scratching post and a cat tree to play on, but if your pets don't play with them, that's a fail. Pets are so needy as well. They're needier than toddlers. I would rather take care of toddlers than take care of pets sometimes. So for me, it's an absolute failure of a pack. And I know other people are going to have really harsh opinions about that, but from my experience, this pack is the only one that I have had heavy buyer's remorse for. Vampires! One of the packs I do not own, but I have seen enough of other people play to make an opinion on this. It is going in the forgettable tier. First off, if you play any new games with this pack installed, Vlad's gonna come and visit you in the middle of the night. And that's not okay. I don't want to be reminded every time that there are vampires in the game. I would firmly, if I had this pack, I would be evicting Vlad and deleting him from the game every time I started a new family, because I don't want to deal with that crap every time I need to play. No thank you. Also, the world is teeny tiny at 5 lots. Again, it would be a world that would have my heart because it's spooky and cool. And they're like, yeah, we want fog more than we want lots. And again, that's not a really good trade-off for me. And after the newness kind of wore off, people kind of just forgot about this pack pretty much. I don't see anybody playing with the vampires. I think there's been like a little bit of a resurgence to do 100 vampire babies, like the 100 baby challenge, but with vampires. Cool. Great. It's just, the skill tree is nice, but every power you take, you have to take something bad. And the whole point of playing a supernatural is like a power fantasy. And having to take something bad, like you hiss all the time, or your stomach is upset all the time, doesn't interest me. You can get a lot more interesting things for the money that you would pay to get vampires. Bowling nights. I don't own this, but it is going in the forgettable tier because honestly, it has nothing going for it other than bowling. And once you are done bowling, it's gonna wear off. The newness is gonna wear off real quick. I don't really see a lot of people going out to bowl anymore. Like, it was cool when it came along, and then people were like, It's definitely an pack. Parenthood. Now, I am a family player. Okay, I revel in playing families and kids and just having a ball, and Parenthood is the first pack that is worth full price. It is absolutely worth any price because honestly, I have never had the game shake up as much as it had with Parenthood. Like, raising kids just flipped on its head and it becomes crazy and a lot of fun. Fully worth full price. If you see it on a 50% sale, buy it because it is worth every penny if you're a family player. Fitness stuff. I think we all know where this is going. This is going down here in the Forgettable. I don't know what it is about it. It has no real interest except the rock climbing wall, which is, I don't really care about it, and the earbuds. And the earbuds, I think, are a little bit cheaty because they will keep your fun at tip-top shape when you have them playing in your Sims ears. I'm not really interested in that sort of thing. I'm just not. I think that's kind of cheaty in my opinion. I like the fun and sometimes challenge of keeping Sims happy, and that just seems like an easy way to do that. So Forgettable is where you go. Toddler stuff pack goes in the 50% sale, buy it. It would be worth full price if it wasn't for the craziness of the ball pit. It belongs down here. The ball pit was one of the worst textured items ever to come out of The Sims, and they fixed it. It's not great, but at least it's better than it was. Definitely worth it for $5. Grab it, enjoy it. You'll have a lot of fun if you're a family player, new outfits, new things for your little toddlers to do. Just adorable all the way around. Laundry stuff. Oh boy. I think we all know where this is going. This is going down in Forgettable. If you need more chores on your daily roster to do, then get this pack. If you love fires in your house, get this pack. I have never had more fires in my homes than when I got laundry day stuff. Basically, I have big families, and someone will inevitably be like, hey, I'll go do the laundry. I'll move stuff to the dryer. But they aren't coded autonomously to check the lint filter. So they'll just throw the laundry in and start it up and woo, fire. So yeah, it goes down in the Forgettable because honestly, I forget about the laundry stuff even though I bought it because I don't want to put it in the house and deal with fires all the time. Jungle Adventures. I did not purchase this one. This one was gifted to me by a wonderful friend, and it really hurts to put this down in Forgettable. I think people were expecting a World Adventures kind of repeat, and this is not it. It is not World Adventures. It doesn't have that World Adventures feel from The Sims 3. It's basically like they took the feedback they got from Outdoor Retreat and they made it better. But again, it's not amazing. It's a pack. And if you want to go and raid tombs and do archaeology, then get it, at least when it's on 50% sale. But for me, it was not what I was looking for because I have fond memories of World Adventures, and this just kind of fell short of that. My first pet stuff. Do I even need to say anything about it? It goes down here in the do not buy. And this is not because it is a add-on to a pack. I can see it for what it is. This, I am 100% sure was supposed to be part of Cats and Dogs. And if it was part of Cats and Dogs, I probably would have put it in the Forgettable tier because having this extra stuff wouldn't have absolved some of the problems, but it would have made it more playable. And it was just a cash grab. It is just a cash grab to see what they could get away with. And they got called out for it. And I'm very happy that they did. Avoid it, buy something else. Seasons, a pack I didn't think I was going to like until I bought it. It is worth absolutely full price. Honestly, $40 for what you get is crazy. I think it's worth $40. Honestly, the amount of fun things you can do, the new things that you can do, honestly, I didn't think I would feel this way about Seasons. It took me a while to buy it. I had to let the game makers like EA sort out the problems with the pack at first before I was gonna let myself buy it. I did buy it, full disclosure, on a 50% sale. If you have to buy everything on 50%, buy it, grab it instantly. This is a buy at 50%. It's also a buy at full price. Like, I have fleshed out my game in ways I didn't even know I wanted with this pack. Get famous. Oh boy. It goes in the Forgettable tier for me. Being someone who's in social media and does all of this stuff, sort of. I don't have paparazzi chasing after me, but I do some of the stuff that's in this pack. I didn't really want to do it in a game. Full disclosure, I got this pack as a giveaway. So I won a giveaway and got this pack. For me, it was just, it's not worth it for me, honestly. It was sort of boring after a while. You can't really go out as a paparazzi, and that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, you will be bothered all over the place if you are any type of famous. And I thought we kind of learned that in The Sims 3 when something similar happened, and it just was a nightmare for people to play, and people just were like, I'm done. They're never gonna be a famous person ever again because it's so hard to play. And I like that they give you a checkbox in the menu so you can just turn it off, but I think a lot of players do that because they just really don't want to play with it. Strangerville. I don't own this pack personally, but I have seen a lot of people playing it and heard their thoughts from a lot of trusted sources, and it firmly falls into the forgettable category. Why? Well, there's a big no strike from me because life simulation games are supposed to be replayable. Everything up to this point has been replayable. And this, I don't know why it exists because it is not replayable at all. Once you start the story and you complete it, you have seen everything. You're probably not going to want to go through it again. And it doesn't work in a life simulation game, so don't buy it. Island Living, again, another pack that I don't own, but I have talked to a lot of other people, a lot of authorities in the community, and I say it is firmly in the 50% sale. If it is on 50% sale, get it if you feel like you want it. It comes with another world. It comes with a lot of really cool things to do. Mermaids, boats, swimming. It comes with careers and aspirations and traits. So again, I think the one thing that makes it not forgettable is it comes with so much stuff. So again, 50% sale for that one. Moschino. Do I even need to mention anything? It goes down here and they absolutely don't buy for one reason and one reason only. It is recycled content from Get to Work. Get to Work has a photography setup that you can do. And the main problem with it in Get to Work was the fact that you can't make family portraits. Who would think that a bunch of family players would like to take family portraits? So with Get to Work, you can only have certain sets of people. So you can have all adults or all children. And they didn't even update it to allow toddlers. What they did is they took it from Get to Work and they moved it to Moschino. They updated it for toddlers there. And they basically just recycled it and resold it to people. You can probably see why that's in the don't buy tier because we don't support recycled content around here. Realm of Magic, a pack that I do not own. I'm gonna put that firmly in the 50% sale. Buy it when it's 50% off if you can. It's a good pack. I think people blazed through it a little quickly and kind of the newness wore off very quickly. It was on to like the next thing. It was hyped super high because it was, I believe it was revealed at E3. And it was like super hype. Everything about it was great. And then after people played with it, it kind of just went and disappeared. For me, I love spellcasters. I absolutely love supernaturals. So for me, it's on a 50% sale. It's not really worth full price because I really don't think you get enough for what you get. And yeah, 50% sale. It's a good pack, but not for full price. Discover University, a pack that I don't own, but I have conversed with other people, authorities that I believe in, and I totally believe it's worth a 50% sale. It doesn't reach the levels that University in The Sims 3 was, but for what you get, I think it is a good investment at 50% off. Well, I'm sure I'm going to be roasted for a few of these. Cats and dogs, I know it. I know people are going to roast me for cats and dogs, but you know what? I want to do full 100% reviews of these. So if that is something you're interested in, let me know. If you can be polite about your opinions, leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear what you have to say, and I will see you guys in the next video.